Hi, in this demo, we're going to be showing you how to get started on reconstructing this Tabasco label. So this is an actual Tabasco label. It's unfolded from the box. It came with a little Tabasco sauce in it, and we're going to recreate the box as best we can from this photograph. This is something in the industry that you may be given, like, hey, we want to redo that box design, but we don't have the original stuff. You need to recreate this from a photograph. And then you go, great, that's not easy, but then you could do it anyways. So I've actually taken measurements of this box, and the part that we're going to be concerned with at first is just the meat and potatoes part, so just this square of it. Um, and this is 8 inches this way. Each of these things is 2 inches wide by 7 inches this way. So um, let's start by looking at what size we are. So we're at 1800 by 2400 by 300. So let's change our image size. Let's see, to inches here. And we want our height to be 8 and our width to be 7. Right now our width is 6. Um, so I don't want to change this here because it'll stretch our box here, but I do need the background, the canvas, to be the right dimensions. So I'm going to go in here and go image, canvas size, and inches here. So I want the width to be 8 and the height to be 7. And that this pink area here is actually um, proper size for this thing. So now we've got to figure out how to get this piece here into to fill that area so that we can start working on it. And so the best way to do that is I'm just going to select this with a little bit of border around it. I'm going to copy it someday. There it goes. Wow, it took a really long time. And I'm going to hit Control. Make sure I unselect it so I can reselect it. And rotate it around using this tool. Then what I want to do is scale it up. And I know that this, I don't have to worry about stretching this out or anything because I know that the outer reaches of this pink area is the dimensions that I want. So this line here and this line here and this line here all need to, and this line here all need to fit into this box. So I can start by putting the bottom piece on because the bottom one's kind of flat. And then I can stretch it out sideways until the corners start disappearing. So now this corner is pretty okay. So I'm going to double click there to loosen the grip of the transform, and then I'm going to select it again. I move the other sides. So now I got the bottom box of the corner, this line here all working. So now I have to get the top to work. I can stretch this up until, see, this point's hit here, but these other ones haven't. All right, so then I want to undo it, and then I need to make it a little smaller. I can't see to grab the thing. There you go. So now I'm going to hold down Control and grab this one corner, and it allows me to move just this one corner. So I can take this, I know this is a right angle here, so I can put that right in the corner of the piece. And then the same thing with this one. Maybe a little bit like that. It's a little bit of a rise here, but that's okay. For the most part, this should be pretty spot on for you to start recreating your box. Okay, so now if we do image size, inches, we have, 14 by 15 inches. How come it got so big? I don't know what happened. But if we make this 6, it got stretched out. I'm not sure it went bad. So we want, want this to be 7 and the width to be 8. There we go. That looks better. I'm not sure what happened, but because we made it a square, uh, and I think the canvas thing messed up. Anyways, because we made it a square, all the proportions should be pretty good. Let's check the size again. Height 7, width by 8 inches. We're all good to go. Okay, I'm going to save this one as Tobasco raw. And so now I have the layer I'm working on, the original layer, the layer I'm working on. And I can lock this one and recreate it. So the elements that you can steal from this box are these drawings. These drawings take a really long. I've had students recreate these in the past, and it takes them like 10 years, which isn't good. So we're going to I'm going to allow you to use these elements. Normally I'd have you recreate them, but like I said, it takes a really long time. So now, in order to get that perfect circle again, all you have to do, if I hide that one, right, all I have to do is click in there and then move that down over this one, and it should be the same size. Oops. This one.
This is a reminder.
Okay. So now we have all 3 of those items. We probably should go in and clean those up just real quick. You can put them all in the same layer, hold them separately and stuff. All I want is the inside of this, and then we can recreate the outside. You can do a grow here, right? I can make sure it's that one. I can go select inverse, Control X. That's all I want. So now I can use that as a template to grab the other ones. Select inverse. Move it up. Do the same thing. Select that one. Select inverse to select the area around it. Select inverse to select the circle again. And I can select inverse again to select the outside and go Control X, and it gets rid of that. Okay. And don't worry, because we still have the original one, so you can see what the lines were like. But we're starting to build our thing. And on this one, you'll replace these objects with a flat green color here. But it's super important not to move these things out of the way, or else you're going to have to replace them later on. But just so that for the sake of knowing that we're making progress, you can go like this and hide those. We're going to need to recreate this text and stuff, but let's move on to grabbing the bottle. So I go back down here. And if you want to take a picture from the internet that's better than this, that's fine. I'm sure they exist out there. This has obviously reflective light on it from the picture that I've taken. So I'm going to do this in two parts. I'm going to select just this. I'm going to hide this and that. And then I'm going to use select subject, and we'll see how good a job it does. It did a lousy job. Sometimes it does a great job, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so now I just need to kind of trim off parts that don't need to be here, and I want this to be as straight as line as possible. So I'm going to use the rectangle selection tool to kind of start trimming it rather than trying to use a brush around it or something. Then I can zoom in. I'm going to switch to the polygon lasso tool. Start here. And just follow the edge. I probably could have duplicated that one. That's all right. Oops. I'll fix it in post. Sometimes you get a much better result using this tool than you would using a pen tool. This at least gives you straight edges to round off, and the pen tool gives you super jaggy edges. So it doesn't quite work as well sometimes. Okay, so now we've isolated the bottle. Let's start naming our layers. Bottle. Circle pick 1, circle pick 2, circle pick 3. Great. this point, what I might do, now that I have all my, these are the elements that you're allowed to use from the original label. Everything else you need to create. So the rest of this I would get going. I'm going to start with wiping out uh, this whole thing so I get a nice tight green color. Don't know why my corners are coming in rounded. That's so weird. Anyways, I'm going to create a rectangle and make sure that it fits snug. And then I'm going to lock it. Well, I'm going to lower the transparency so I can see where the other stuff is, sort of. And then I'm going to lock it so I don't accidentally select it all the time. And I'll work from there. You'll need to recreate all this stuff. But it's nothing you haven't done before. All right, good luck. And try and be as accurate as possible. Do all the every little bit of it. All the text needs to be recreated.